And so I had actually been at the Woodrow Wilson Center helping to start the Cold War International History Project with Jim Hirschberg a couple of years earlier before I went to grad school. And I had this thought of, wouldn't it be great if we could get some of these great thinkers in foreign policy and security together with a lot of these leaders who are thinking about all the important implications of environmental change and demographic change together in a neutral setting, nonpartisan, off the record, and really get them to sort of compare notes and learn each other's languages and sort of find common interests. And I came to the Wilson Center and basically said, hey, I've got this crazy idea for a program. What do you think? And the Wilson Center was remarkably embracing of that vision, as were several other people in the field of scholarly pursuits like Tad Homer-Dixon and others who were at the cutting edge of these topics. Also folks in government with whom I had worked a bit when I was at the White House in my second year of graduate school as an intern. And so we just put this together as kind of an experiment to get people talking, and I'm just thrilled to see 20 years later how it's blossomed into this huge force that's really making a big difference. The way that these issues are often framed, they are framed in silos. Either it's about a particular issue like water or land use or population or gender or health and so forth. And what the Environmental Change and Security Program has tried to do for 20 years is get people from all those disciplines to learn how to talk with each other, learn how to, what issues they all really care about and how these things intersect. And I think because the Wilson Center is such a shining example of a place that people trust, it's got tremendous convening power, and it really is a safe space for people on both sides of the political aisle, for people from the nonprofit community, activists of all different kinds, scholars of all different perspectives, to come together and have those kinds of conversations that break down those silos and really connect the dots. So one of the things I think is most exciting that's changed in the last 20 years is how the private sector has gone from viewing a lot of these issues that the Environmental Change and Security Program works on from being issues in a sort of philanthropic, corporate philanthropy bucket to one that's around strategic business imperatives. We've seen this particularly in the last 5 years, I think, where you've got a lot of the Fortune 500, Global 500 companies, their CEOs making really important statements about these issues, coming out with sustainability reports that really track and measure a lot of metrics that a lot of folks have been asking for many years, and really relate those metrics to core business objectives around reducing costs, reducing risks over time, raising revenues, protecting their brands, their license to operate, and really looking down the road at the future success of their companies. And so what's exciting is the parallel between the business sector and these other sectors that we look at traditionally with the Environmental Change and Security Program. What we're seeing is both sides sort of looking at a long-term perspective on these issues and really thinking about how, from whether it's a security perspective or a business perspective, how it is that all of these other factors that traditionally were ignored by traditional business planners or by traditional security planners, how it is that all those things influence core interests, and how it is that steps today could actually help to enhance the long-term risk reduction or the security of the folks who are in question. Right now, we're at a situation where the science on a lot of these issues and the research is really up here. The economics and the understanding of how important these issues are to economics and business is about here, but unfortunately the policy is kind of down here at this point. And I think as we look forward to the future, we're going to see inevitably, because of leadership in the business sector, in the economic realm, in the academic sphere as well, that's lending insight to the connections that are so important here, we will see political leaders start to understand how all of these issues relate to their core objectives, to try to protect the public good, to try to advance the public good over the long run. So I think we'll see that the political stuff and the political conversation beginning to mature fairly soon, I hope. And we'll also see increasingly a conversation across these different silos that need to come together.